Hey guys, welcome back to the shop. So this is the design we're going to go with, and I'll be able to pull my measurements off of this mock-up. Now, as I mentioned in the last video, there is a little difference in the sizes or in the actual measurements between this side cabinet and the other one. So although I'm going to build both drawers at the same time, I am going to be cognizant of the difference in the measurements and take the measurements from the case rather than from my one mock-up here. So the first thing I'm going to have to do is go ahead and make the front and the back, which they're the same size, so that works out pretty cool. But I don't have any boards that are this wide, so I'm going to have to go ahead and mill some cherry and do a panel glue up. I won't film the milling. You guys have seen that before, but I will show you the glue up, and then we'll go on from there. Okay, so there's the front and back panels for each one of the shoe drawers. The ones on the right are the backs, and the ones on the left are the fronts. You notice that back one on the right, I had to use 3 pieces because this is all just what I had in the shop. So it doesn't matter back there, nobody's gonna see them anyway. So yeah, I just gotta get these glued up and then we'll get on to doing some joinery. Okay, so I set up a block on my fence so that I don't get this panel pinched between the fence and the sled and the blade and have a nasty accident. And all I'm going to do is just trim the fronts and the backs to final length. So I put the dado stack in the saw, I've set it up for a 1/2 inch, and I've test fit that, and that's a good fit. So I'm happy with that. And I'm going to start on the fronts, and all my measurements are going to be taken from the bottom moving up because this is also the drawer front. It has to hang low. Normally if I were just doing the Blum drawer glides, it'd be a 1/2 inch and away we go. But this is also the drawer front. So this particular one, my dado needs to start 1 inch up. So that's what we're going to do. So I've set up 7.5 inches from the previous dado to cut the upper dado. Now I'm only cutting these in the fronts because the back is so different. We'll take our marks from this and then we'll come and cut the backs. Okay, I've set up my 0 clearance fence. This is the back side of the drawer, if you will, and it has no reveal underneath because the hardware has got to glide through there. So 0 clearance fence and just going to wrap it for that 1/2 inch plywood. And I ran a test piece and the fit is super nice. Okay, so now that I've got that bottom groove, you can see how the difference is from the front to the back. Now I can just come over here and transfer my marks. To set up the saw. But before we do that, we're going to go ahead and cut the dados in the backs of all of these to accept the back panel. Okay, so like I said, well, I've still got this set up. I'm set up to take that 1/2 inch back panel that goes in here. And I went ahead and dummy proofed it for myself, and I marked an X where it goes because each one is exactly opposite. You have a right and a left. So I didn't want to mess that up and have to be rebuilding parts. Okay, I removed the 0 clearance fence and reset up the regular fence, taken our marks directly from the piece. I've lined up the dado blade back in there again. And again, I haven't changed the height on the dado stack at all. Everything stays exactly the same all the way through these cuts. Okay, so off camera, I just rough cut some of the shelf material. It's cut to actual width, obviously just not cut to height. So I just wanted to get a reality check and make sure everything was going in the right direction. I'm happy with it. It's all nice and square. I'm gonna go ahead and get these edge banded. I'll do that off camera. You guys have seen that enough in this video. So I get these edge banded, set them back in there, and grab my measurements straight off of the piece, and then we can come back in and start cutting for the back panels. Okay, well I was going to edge band those, but I was out of the edge banding. So these are getting a hardwood edge on them. No big deal, just going to take me a couple hours in glue before we move on to getting things trimmed up and maybe looking at a first glue up. Alright, so I got it all refit back up here. And now I can go ahead and pull marks directly from the piece to trim this plywood to fit. Okay, now that my dry fits look good, I can go ahead and get my measurements for these backs. Now this side over here still has to be trimmed to total height. But I'll do that after the back is in place because it'll give me a perfect measurement for where that cut actually is. Okay, now we slide this in. Should be a good fit overall. Flush that up with the top, and that should give me, should give me exactly that 1/2 inch that we need for the drawer glide rails. Okay, so I went ahead and glued these up last night, and they just turned out great. They're really nice and square. I'm happy with that. So we still have some touch-up work to do. We got to put another 1/2 inch rail on here to fit the hardware, and of course mount the hardware and stuff. Obviously get it sanded and whatnot, and give everything a test fit. So let me get it out of clamps, and we'll start on this runner. Okay, we'll just get the strip glued on. And I get the other one done, we'll just give those a few hours to cure up. Okay, and just like before, I'm going to use the jig it tool and locate for the hardware. And I'll also use the same tool back here after I change the bits to locate for that, the rear of the glide. And boom, just like that, everything fits just like it should. So my gaps are a little wide here on the sides, but they need to be because of the drawer glide. So I'm okay, I can live with that. Reveals are pretty good the rest of the way around. So I'm just gonna do a whole lot of finish sanding tonight. And we still gotta cut the backs of these panels as well, of the cases. So I think we'll do that next. Okay guys, well there it is. I got the backs just set in place. I haven't actually attached them yet, and I won't do that until the drawer pulls come in. But I can go ahead and move on to finishing now. Probably gonna sleep on that tonight. I'm honestly contemplating not finishing the insides. Fact is, it's plywood. The house is humidity controlled. There shouldn't be a lot of movement, and we're not storing clothes inside. So I don't know that I really need to finish the inside, and it would sure speed up my finishing. But I'll make that decision when I actually get the shop set up and go to finish. So finish is up next. Okay guys, so I decided not to finish the insides of the drawers and that case in there. Like I said before, it's plywood. The house is very humidity controlled, so I'm not worried about wood movement. And I'm in a time crunch right now. The master closet is cleaned out and everything is stored in our master bedroom, and we have visitors coming this weekend. So I need to go ahead and get these wrapped up, get it in the closet, get that stuff back in it so that our room is open. We're gonna go with General Finishes High Performance again. And you guys just see me do this, but I'll give you a little show. I'm gonna block out with 400 between coats. And hopefully by tomorrow, I'm putting this in the master closet. There it is, guys, all wrapped up. Sorry I can't get you a closer view. That closet is just not that big. So next up, we're going to do those two little side cabinets. I'm probably not going to video those in the closet. It's just too small. I will show you those cabinets in the shop. But those two cabinets go on each side and up close to the entry door to the closet here. So that should wrap it up for this video and for this portion of this project. But those two little cabinets are coming up next. So until next time, guys, take care.